I think you should go and make that right now. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. I haven't been home for an extended period of time in a while, so we're doing a full kitchen restock today. I have specific things in mind because I want to go to one of my favorite grocery stores, get all the stuff that I want, that I know I'll love to use in the kitchen. But it's also wild garlic and magnolia season, so I feel like we have to go and see if we can find anything of the sort. Is this going to be your run-of-the-mill come shopping with me, zero waste vlog? Let's see what happens. I'll show you what I find in a regular grocery store, and like, we're still gonna try and keep it low waste. Like, we're gonna do our best today. It's all anyone can ask of us. The weather is gorgeous today. I'm looking forward to this trip, and you can hear the birds. Oh my goodness, spring has officially, as they say, sprung. I don't know, this just elevates my mood 1,000,000%. Happy Monday. And this is a time where I'm going to say that I do not indeed recommend filming yourself when you ride a bike. So kids, do as I say and not as I do, I guess. Now this is the Monday morning everybody deserves. So I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did last year. So in last year's video where I went foraging for wild garlic, I spent an entire afternoon in the forest trying to find a spot with a decent amount of wild garlic, and realized at the very end of my foraging trip that the place I started had tons and tons and tons and tons of wild garlic. I just didn't see it. So sometimes you have to wander around the forest for a while before you tune in and you can actually see it. And also I tried to scrape off the bird poo with a stick. I wish it was dried, but it wasn't. It was super soft. So now I just spread it everywhere. Great job. Magnolia tree was first and foremost a check-in. My wishful thinking wanted it to be in bloom, but deep down I know it's still too cold here, but it's very close. So I'm just gonna keep checking it. Just in a week, 2 weeks, and it's gonna be magnificent. By the way, if you're ever looking for wild garlic, it doesn't look like this, it looks like this. This can look a lot like it. It's usually bigger and it's incredibly toxic, so I wouldn't recommend eating these. Just getting excited about it now, but you can use magnolia flowers to make syrup, pesto. You can use it in pasta. It's gorgeous, it's pink, bloody fantastic. But not in bloom yet. I'm in a park currently, so my plan was to just snag a few magnolia flowers, but you know, not be greedy or anything with it. That's not the vibe. There's only one stop left, and it's the store. I just need to soak in this light because what? So this is just a normal grocery store, but they do have a lot more seasonal options than many other stores in the area, which is why I really like this. They also have tons of stuff that is minimally packaged, like this rice. And then I know there are tons of opinions whether or not you get something in an aluminum can or you get it in Tetra Pak. There are a couple of different reports out there that sort of compare these two impacts, and I would love to go into detail with those actually at some point. I don't know if you give a fuck about this at all. I mean, if you tuned in on this video, probably do a little bit anyway. I find this intensely interesting, so let me know if you want an impact analysis on this specific topic. 2005 emo music in my ears. This bike ride was the best way possible to start this week. And now just need to carry this all the way to the 4th floor. Okay. She's back. She's tired. Give me a minute. That was in the neighborhood of a stretch. Okay, so first bag. I got no plastic inside. That's what we like to see. Even did the little shake test. Whenever I see a Romanesco broccoli, I am getting it. This is one of the most gorgeous vegetables out there. So I think we're gonna use it in the sauce today, and then take some of the very small tips here and use as garnish. Anyway, whenever I see it, I grab it, and it was also package free, so you know, bonus. This is the milk I use whenever I have coffee or tea. It's the Oat Barista Tasty Wiener. And last time I talked about this, it seemed like there was some confusion in the comments. I know why it's funny that it's called the Wiener. The thing is, what the rest of the world calls a Danish
is in Denmark a Wiener, because it's from Vienna and it's Wien, and so yeah. So it's called Wiener because I guess it tastes like a pastry. I think that's the point. I think it has like a little like salty caramel vibe to it. In Denmark, we don't call a pastry a Danish. We call it wienerbrød, or like bread from Vienna. By the way, biking with all of this stuff is like a near-death experience. 2 bags of pasta. This is also plastic free, coincidentally. This is the brand I prefer to buy, both because the quality of the pasta is actually really great, but also the packaging. The packaging plays a role. Tomato paste, I do not know a week where I don't use that. We have the vegan butter that I use. It is also this one from Naturally. Just a little quick thing, just in case I have a little bit of a lazy day. This slaps. Then I got a zucchini or a courgette. Zucchini, a squash. Then I got vinegar, and you can get vinegar in glass jars, but it is so vastly more expensive. It makes absolutely no sense. Paying a 10 times markup on vinegar just seems insane to me. Celeriac. Now, this is the type of packaging I like to see. In Denmark, we have quite a lot legislation, etc., around organic foods and the labeling of organic foods. So it should be labeled on the food in a way where it's not like easily removable. That's why you're not often seeing supermarkets in Denmark have like just a tray of organic apples next to a tray of non-organic apples, because they could easily be switched and the consumer wouldn't know which one was which. So we are combating that issue by just overpacking all organic foods in plastic. But I like it whenever I see someone who just seems like they care a tiny bit. So this is organic, root of celery we also call it. That's what we call it in Danish too. And it just came with this little band. I don't have time to go to my farmer's market today, which this is something I would have bought at my farmer's market. So yeah, we're doing it today, and I want to make pickled beets. And what else? Yeah, I am a millionaire. I bought olive oil. I am by no means a millionaire, and this was 50% off because we're making focaccia today. You know, it's a great steal. Otherwise, who can afford olive oil in this economy? Got these protein bits. These are from Plant Made. Of seasonings on them, and they become like these small bacony bits. I also use smoke aromas. Really fantastic. Then we have some tomatoes, more tomatoes. I got bananas, green pepper, which is the superior pepper, more pasta and paper. Hallelujah. This is the vegan cream that I use on a weekly basis. Also got a coconut milk. I was a little bit skeptical when I saw this. I haven't seen this packaging before. I thought it was coconut water. I despise coconut water. I don't know, it tastes. But coconut milk I use often. Green lentils is a really great source of protein in salads. Also in like curries and like stews, different kinds of stuff like that. Also in pasta dishes, but I use it mostly as a topping on my salads. Little bag of yeast. My treat, which is a Danish soda. This has a feel like Sprite or 7-Up. It's kind of like that thing, but it's Danish. And lastly, I also got this. This is for my partner. He loves these, and this was on sale. That is the weekly shop. Now I have to restock the fridge and cabinets. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't bought elastic bands in 10 years, because every time I buy something like spring onions, you get at least 2. So we just put these in the kitchen drawer, and then we have them for next time. Bada bing, bada boom. Now this is the way I like to store my spring onions. A little bit of water in the sun, then you can cut off the parts you need. Afterwards it will start to regrow.
I have been looking so much forward to filming this recipe, also because I just crave focaccia. So we take water, salt, olive oil and fresh yeast. I use about 12 or 15-ish grams, completely eyeballing it, by the way, and saving the rest of the yeast for later. Then I'm adding in my flour, roughly 250-ish grams of flour, but again, eyeballing it ever so slightly. And this is a Tipo 00 flour that I'm using for this focaccia. I'm letting my KitchenAid do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to kneading this bread. I only made a small batch, and it's coming to you from the future, by the way, but that batch gone that same night. So usually that's how it goes. Anyway, I let it rise for about 1.5 hours before I pop it into a little tin and put it into the oven at 225 degrees for roughly 25-ish minutes. I also just really wanted to go buy this pickle recipe really quickly. So I love pickled red onions, and I use them really often in salads, burgers, wraps, and it's such an easy thing to do that I really recommend. If you like pickled things, I feel like you should give this a go. I'm using my vinegar and my farmer's market onions, as well as some sugar, and really, once again, eyeballing it. And after I've tried mixing everything together, I'm also just checking if there's a tight seal. There's not, I can tell you that much, but this batch won't last very long either way, so I feel like it's okay. I actually want to do several things with the wild garlic of the ramson that I got here. So first of all, last time I did this, which was last year, I made an oil which was so beautiful, like extremely vibrantly green. It was really nice. I also want to do something different, so I think we're gonna do something different. So I think we're gonna make a pesto. I'm also getting a friend over for dinner tonight, and I wanted to do a pasta for her. Foraged wild garlic pesto, I think, is the way forward if you want to start foraging. There are a few things that you need to know about or that you should consider. First of all, never take everything. That is just extremely bad juju, and I curse every single person that goes somewhere, find a good spot, and completely run it over so there's nothing left for anyone else. Always leave something, so take what you need, don't be greedy about it. Honestly, just like use common sense, don't be an idiot. I feel like it's a pretty good rule of thumb. And then think about where you're foraging it. So is air pollution, soil pollution an issue? Think about stuff like that. And obviously wash your foraged goods. I haven't actually washed it yet. Put it on my counter. Not practicing what I'm preaching right now. We are going to wash it, and then we're going to make a wild garlic pesto. I have both some pine nuts and some walnut. Really needs to go, so we're gonna use that today. I have some garlic here as well. This is from the farmer's market, so it's a kind of a fresh garlic, which means that like all these layers are soft, they're not dried, and it's so much more fragrant. Love it. Maybe it's going to be too much with both the wild garlic and the fresh garlic, so we will add to taste. First of all, we're gonna take the now washed wild garlic, and we're gonna add a little bit of salt. You can use anything you really want for this. I'm using the walnuts because now they're here, and the pine nuts. So plenty of, okay, let's just fuck it. A little bit of garlic, three. And we're gonna do some lemon. I also add nutmeg. If I can put nutmeg into something, I will. This is truly a recipe for a millionaire. I'm getting super stingy with it now, so let's see how that works. Oh, and pepper. And that was literally it. Now look at this creamy pesto. The color is fantastic and the consistency seems really spot on, but how does it taste? Oh, perfect amount of saltiness to it. Really herby. This is gonna go so well with my pasta tonight. We're gonna put this into a jar and then we're gonna put it in the fridge. And then I will have pesto all week for my salads, dressings, pasta dishes, sandwiches. Okay, girl. Okay. The bread is out of the oven and it looks great and it sounds good. Now we're just gonna let it cool. We're not about to slice into a completely newly taken out of the oven loaf. That's not great. So we're just gonna let it cool. This I love to use for lunch. It is a plant-based sausage. It's absolutely fantastic. We're going to take some of our pesto. Oh my God. No, but this looks so good. The other side too. Gonna put some of the sausage on here. I think you should go and make that right now. Not me casually forgetting that this is a food prep restock video and not a focaccia mukbang, but you know. And that's it for my restock food prep forage craziness. I just wanted to say really quickly that this is some of the staples that I like to have in my kitchen. What I'm making depends on the season, the availability of stuff, but also my mood. I also do smaller runs to grocery stores and farmers market during the week, but this is sort of the basis. These ingredients are incredibly versatile, which means that I can make a variety of dishes in many different directions based on these staples and essentials. If you want more videos like this, I would love to keep you guys updated, show you how I use some of these ingredients, but I will give you an update because I am going to forage those magnolia flowers, so I guess stay tuned. I'll keep updating you guys on the essential staple recipes, etc., and how I use them. And until then, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day and see you guys next time. Take really good care of yourselves. Until then, bye.